Hey guys, Roberto here. So what exactly is UX, or user experience? Unless you've been hiding under a rock in recent years, you've probably heard this term being used, especially in the tech scene, the startup world, which is kind of dominating all the media right now. But the thing is, increasingly, it's also being used and sought after in the corporate world with large established companies. So what the heck is it, right? Is it just a fancy name for user experience? You could think that because ultimately it is about designing and developing user experience. But there's more to it than that. And so in this quick video, I'm going to enlist the help of a real expert in the field, a guy called Ugendran, who you will see later. And he's going to be sharing with us through a presentation that he did, as well as a quick interview that I did with him after that, what exactly UX is and how companies are using it. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. I met Ugendran at the recent think tank T-Talk on UX, the emerging career of the 21st century. He shared with the audience the three key stages of the UX process. Number one, scoping and researching. Number two, ideating and testing. And finally, number three, building, launching, and measuring. In the first process, it's really all about creating a sandbox that allows you to define the problem that needs to be solved, setting the measures of success, and really empathizing with your end user. In the second stage, ideating and testing, it's about developing different possible solutions, experimenting with the concepts, critiquing them, and deciding which ones to pursue. Finally, you build and you launch and you measure. You implement your design, you track and measure the key metrics, see how they're working, and continuously iterate to improve that user experience. He then took us through some of the key design tools that are used in the UX process, from the concept of design sprint, to Sketch, a design toolkit, to Adobe XD, which really helps to optimize for web and mobile, INVISION, the prototyping tool, and finally ZEPLIN to really get into the details. He concluded with some key trends, from content-centered experiences to personalized user experiences, biometric authentications, voice-activated interfaces, and augmented reality. So let's hear from the man himself on his thoughts on UX and what it is.
Hi, okay, so I'm Roberto. I'm here at Think Tank's UX event, and I'm here with Eugen from Alliance Bank. Eugen is currently the UX lead at Alliance Bank. I have a question. He just gave his talk, and I have a question for Eugen, and that question is UX more of an art or more of a science? And is it very much about the process?
The idea is that you're doing a lot of things as a company, you're trying to produce products. So now, how do you ensure that these things deliver the right quality or the right form of experience? So from my point of view, UX is actually enabling you or setting up a series of processes and activities so that you get to control what you're delivering and you get to measure and test and then deliver the right results. So it's more of a mix of science and art. Science are the matrix that you're trying to measure. What are you trying to monitor? And art form is basically the steps that you take, or the step series of process, the order of the process that you take to deliver a high quality experience. It doesn't have to be premium. It has to be meeting everybody's needs. It'll be to the particular segment that you're looking at, or it's basically trying to hit the basic experience MVP that's desired by a customer. So therefore MVP is like you're trying to define something in a spec. It's a science, right? So how to achieve the MVP, the design of it is more of an art form, right? So how do you orchestrate things, how do you deliver, it's more of an art form.
So if I understand right, so the big benefit of UX, of using UX for any organization, is that it allows a broad team in an organization, a diverse multifunctional team, to be able to consistently deploy good customer experience by using a proven kind of process and format.
Yes. So everyone can be the top edge designer. So you gotta have these processes set, this controls set, the steps set, so that they can contribute into the development product. So you have people who are doing the research, you have people who are doing the design, controlling the interaction, developing the interaction. So they all are aware of the whys are we doing this. So they know how to measure. They need to know how to measure. They know how to correct the situation and deliver the right experience. Yeah.
Brilliant, thanks. And just one last thing for the audience. If somebody wants to get and understand more about UX or get into a career with UX, can you give the audience a tip in terms of who to follow on LinkedIn, or a resource to, or blog to follow to get a good basic understanding?
If you're from Malaysian, you start following UX Malaysia.
Okay.
Okay. The other thing is one of the alumni of UX is Interaction Foundation. Center for Interaction Foundation. So they help you to basically have courseworks, content, white papers that they are sharing about knowledge, and a community that is set up everywhere locally. So once you join ICE, then you get to do anything, you got to learn anything you want. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks so much. Thanks.